Halo, cek 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 1 2 3 cek suara dicoba. Halo, cek 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 1 2 3 cek suara dicoba. Buka puasa dulu, buka puasa dulu. Nanti lagi.
Cek 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 1 2 3 cek cek cek.
Cek 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 1 2 3 cek cek cek.
Langsung coba satu game. Alah, wis mati. Burung man.
The call just came in. They're putting a unit together.
Wow.
Alpha 1 is underway.
We have secured Alpha Central.
Our plan is effective. We hold more sectors than our enemy.
Cek Bajim, suaraku kurang banter. Oke.
Our troops are assaulting Bravo 1.
Cek. Suaraku metu arek.
We just took Bravo 1.
Andi musuhe. Kopong. Shit.
Britain's in bad shape here! Bravo 2 targeted. Attack! Hostile contacts engaged.
Strong start. Advance just the same.
Koyo isi AI. Backup.
US forces have struck Bravo 1.
Hati-hati.
I'm reloading! Allied troops have taken Bravo 2.
Terus kan nek. Aduh. Thank you, Rivi. Aduh, mati mana? Coba ngeteng.
Our enemy is outdoors. We're keeping control of all sectors.
Lock.
How are we doing? Our forces are outperforming expectations.
Kena.
We're holding sectors.
Lock. Kena.
Yes!
Di sana kok direk. Oh, itu.
Potential threat here. 200 meters.
Support pick.
Waduh, kalah cepet Rek.
They've occupied Charlie sector.
Kita menggunakan SU.
Helo in the area. Distant.
Move there. Long distance.
Aduh. Aduh, mati dik. Kondis Rek.
Support ready.
Aduh, kan.
We hold more sectors than the enemy.
Pakai tank lagi.
We have lost a quarter of our resources.
70 meters from my position.
We have lost early sectors to the enemy.
Infantry team, 90 meters away from my position.
Maju. Dari musuh sih.
One of their tanks. 300 meters.
Curah kena. Buyar.
Hostile vehicle. Southeast.
Ready to engage.
Someone's got us marked.
Oh, itu kondisi rek.
Our forces have captured an objective.
Waduh.
Marking hostile.
Cur, kena pesawat bomber.
Enemy tank sighted.
Apa dik? Apa? Nak mau apa iku? Ini main gimana ini? Duduk aja nih. Duduk gini. Ceritanya.
300 meters. Hostile sighted.
Tapi ya. Ono dua ya.
Our attack on ground 2 is underway.
Jur.
sector is under American control.
One of their tanks! Distant!
Kena apa
Take
kayu?
control of all the travel sector.
Aduh.
Russian forces are now at half strength.
Kena C4. Jadi tak settingi orang gede liter putih. Marhaban ya Cek Esan.
All the sector has been secured.
Kena bilket. Kalah meneh.
Watching the rest move. 50 meters from your position.
Hostile troops concentrating on Alpha 2. Enemy soldier.
Waduh, tabrak tank anjir.
They've got a tank!
Ajar. Oke, ini apa Bang?
Located on Alpha.
U.S. forces have a...
Sik mari iki. Sik gua tangan dhewe. Allah.
We have seized Bravo 2.
Waduh, hancur. Ndure. Aduh, langsung mati.
Friendlies are securing objective Bravo 3.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Nek mana?
Open vehicle spotted! Hostile fighting. 200 meters. We're taking damage!
Ada. Tolol, mati kabeh.
Stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
Hostiles have captured Alpha Sector. Our resources are almost completely spent. Our troops are striking Alpha 2.
We have captured an objective. Enemy soldier marked. 200 meters. Enemy soldier marked.
โ
Defeat is inevitable here, but we can endure this loss.
Kalah meneh.
Just in time.
Our story begins on One Piece Bounty Rush. Play now. July 23, 1998, where a train owned by the pharmaceutical company Umbrella, called the Ecliptic Express, is suddenly attacked by a swarm of leeches, killing its passengers while a mysterious figure overwatches from a nearby cliff. 2 hours later, the Raccoon City Police Department's Special Tactics and Rescue Service, or STARS, send in their Bravo team to investigate a series of cannibalistic murders in the nearby Arklay Mountains. However, on their way, their helicopter is forced to crash land in the forest. There, they find a military police transport truck overturned with its officers dead. The team then split up, and their field medic, Rebecca Chambers, comes across the Ecliptic Express stopped in the middle of the forest. Rebecca enters the train only to find it overrun by the former passengers, now reanimated zombies due to their exposure to the T-virus. This virus was a creation of the Umbrella Corporations. Created by the progenitor virus, an ancient West African virus, the T-virus' purpose was to mutate biological cells for the betterment of the human race, but eventually developed into a military product. After exploring the train, Rebecca eventually discovers Billy Cohen, a former Marine who was the prisoner the military police truck was transporting. The two begrudgingly form a partnership when they see the mysterious figure outside the train. Shortly thereafter, it begins to move once again. The two are able to stop the train before it speeds off of a cliff, and instead end up directing it towards an abandoned Umbrella research and training facility. There, they learn of the history of the progenitor virus and Umbrella's use of it by the corporation's founders, Oswell E. Spencer, Edward Ashford, and Dr. James Marcus. Marcus was responsible for the discovery of the virus, and while Ashford wanted to use its regenerative properties to help the handicapped, Spencer and Marcus saw its potential as a biological weapon and began creating the T-virus.
Meanwhile, Umbrella employees Albert Wesker and William Birkin observe the situation and they realize that the T-virus has gotten out of control. Wesker decides to leave Umbrella to join their rival before their inevitable discovery and implosion. Birkin, however, decides to stay behind to continue his work on a more powerful G-virus. Wesker then explains that he's planning on luring the STARS Alpha team, which Wesker has joined as a double agent, to the Spencer Mansion, where the T-virus is already spread, to collect data on the infected. Birkin then decides to arm the training facility's self-destruction measures.
After getting separated from Billy, Rebecca meets back up with Captain Enrico Marini from her team, and he informs her of Bravo Team's plan to meet up at a nearby mansion, but allows Rebecca to find Billy first. Just after, however, Rebecca is attacked by a giant bioorganic weapon, or BOW, created by the T-virus known as a Tyrant. She is able to temporarily subdue it before meeting back up with Billy, who is able to help her defeat the creature. Shortly after, Billy and Rebecca finally meet the mysterious figure responsible for the outbreak on the train, who turns out to be none other than Dr. James Marcus, or so it would seem. He reveals that he was assassinated by Wesker and Birkin on the order of Spencer 10 years prior, but the queen of his experimental leeches entered his body and absorbed his DNA in order to regenerate him, obtaining his memories and taking his identity. He then splits into a mass of leeches and chases Rebecca and Billy through the facility.
Meanwhile, Wesker makes his way to the training facility, encountering and defeating the Tyrant on the way. Once there, he comes across Spencer's lead bodyguard, Sergei Vladimir. After an argument, Sergei sends one of his genetically engineered Ivan bodyguard Tyrant units after Wesker, who is able to defeat it. Their battle is brought to a halt, however, as Birkin activates the self-destruct system. Wesker then escapes to meet with the STARS Alpha team to make their way to the mansion.
Elsewhere, Billy and Rebecca are able to defeat the Queen Leech. Afterwards, the two find the Spencer Mansion and Rebecca heads towards it to meet with STARS, while Billy leaves, being declared officially dead to escape his war crimes.
Rebecca finds her way into the mansion but is unable to find the rest of Bravo team. Eventually, fellow Bravo member Richard Aiken finds a sleeping Rebecca, and the two head off to find their captain Enrico Marini. On their way, the two witness Sergei Vladimir with one of his Ivans carrying a BOW prototype away from the mansion. Later, the two are ambushed by a giant snake-based BOW called Jan, which gives chase. It is able to corner them in the library, but Richard jumps in front of it to save Rebecca. She is able to shoot the monster to scare it away, but Richard is left incapacitated, infected with the creature's poison.
Shortly after, STARS Alpha Team arrives to investigate the disappearance of Bravo Team. They find Bravo Team's downed helicopter, along with the corpse of one of the pilots, but finds all the other members missing. Shortly after, they are attacked by mutated dogs called Cerberuses, which kill team member Joseph Frost. Alpha Team's pilot Brad Vickers takes off, leaving the remaining four members, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Barry Burton, and their captain Albert Wesker, to escape to the nearby mansion. Inside the mansion, the team split up to search the building. The Bravo Team members are found inside, but all of them are either dead or die from their injuries, including Richard, who sacrifices himself to save an Alpha Team member. Jill works with Barry while Chris meets up with Rebecca. They learn that the mansion is actually owned and operated as a base by the Umbrella Corporation. It was built for Oswell Spencer by George Trevor, whose family was abducted and experimented on to research the progenitor virus. The daughter, Lisa Trevor, is still alive, although mutated by the virus, and STARS is forced to avoid her as they progress. After destroying a giant plant and some giant sharks, STARS eventually finds Captain Enrico Marini, who believes there is a traitor among the ranks, before he is shot and killed by an unknown assailant who escapes afterwards. STARS finds the basement of the mansion to be a secret laboratory, and there they find the Epsilon virus, which had leaked and infected the mansion's inhabitants. Wesker is finally revealed to be a double agent working for Umbrella, who led STARS to the mansion to test the BOW's effectiveness on armed soldiers. He then intends to destroy the facility to cover up the various illegal activities. Unbeknownst to the others, he had also injected himself with a mutant T-virus strain in order to strengthen his body. It is then revealed that Barry was working for Wesker under the threat of his family's murder. Wesker eventually admits to his true nature and also reveals that he plans on double-crossing Umbrella by handing over their research to their rival. He then awakens the T-002 tyrant to attack Stars, but it instead attacks him first, impaling him. The lab's self-destruct system begins to count down, and the remaining Stars members, Jill, Chris, Rebecca, and Barry, make their way to a nearby helipad to call in Brad. He arrives just as the tyrant reappears. The Stars team is able to defeat the creature with a shot from a rocket, and they are able to escape as the mansion explodes in the distance.
While the mansion exploded, Wesker was able to survive his attack due to the virus within his body, and secretly escape. Fighting Lisa Trevor on his way, Wesker traps her inside as he leaves, finally putting her out of her misery with the mansion's destruction.
2 months later, in Raccoon City, 8 patrons in Jay's bar witness a news report about increased violence in the city. Shortly after, an infected man walks in and bites one of the bar's staff, Will, killing him. The others escape, discovering the city to be overrun by infected zombies. They eventually reach the Raccoon Mall, where the police intend to detonate explosives to kill a massive group of zombies. 2 of the police are killed, however, forcing the group to assemble the detonator themselves, using it to kill the zombies. They then leave as more police reinforcements arrive to secure the city.
Elsewhere in the city, 2 firefighters investigate the boiler room of the nearby Apple Inn before it explodes, trapping them and the other survivors from the bar inside. After fighting a mutated civilian called the Suspended, they're able to escape into the city.
Later, Cindy Lennox, the waitress of Jay's bar, approaches the Raccoon Zoo, noticing a note indicating an evacuation chopper's planned arrival. The survivors enter the zoo and are attacked by various infected animals, but are able to escape to a tram. However, as the tram is leaving, it is brought to a stop as the evacuation helicopter crashes, killing another group of survivors nearby.
Elsewhere in Raccoon City, Jill Valentine awakens inside her apartment, where she has been investigating the Umbrella Corporation. Unaware of the ongoing outbreak, Jill receives a frantic call from Brad Vickers, who warns her to get out of the city immediately. Before she has a chance to react, however, a massive human-like BOW crashes through her wall and attacks, forcing her to run through her apartment building while the BOW gives chase, destroying everything in its wake. Jill eventually escapes the monster, emerging into the city streets to find it in a state of chaos. Brad finds her and tells her the monster has been searching for the remaining Stars members in the city, which now includes just them. They are soon swarmed by the infected and forced to run, but Brad is bitten. Knowing what comes next, he stays behind and forces Jill to go on without him. Jill continues to run to find safety, eventually finding a man in a parking garage who locks himself into the trailer of a semi-truck. Jill makes her way to the roof of the garage just as a helicopter flies above. She flags it down, and the pilot calls her to get in as he lands. As she approaches, however, the BOW from her apartment destroys the helicopter. Jill enters a nearby car and drives it into the creature, plunging them both off of the roof and down to the streets below. This proves to be only a minor setback for the monster, who simply stands and walks towards Jill, even as the car explodes around him. As it reaches her, however, a man nearby shoots a missile at it, temporarily incapacitating the creature. The man rushes over to Jill, introduces himself as Carlos, and takes her underground to a subway station, where his fellow Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service members have established a makeshift shelter. Despite Jill's hesitation to trust Umbrella operatives, she nonetheless follows Carlos to the shelter. When they reach the shelter, Jill is introduced to UBCS platoon leader Mikhail Victor, who recognizes her as a member of Stars and asks her to help in getting the subway car moving. She agrees to help the civilians in the shelter and heads back up to the surface to find some supplies and find the substation to get the power back up. On her way, she finds an injured UBCS member and she runs to help him, but suddenly another member enters and immediately shoots him in the head. The man claims the member he killed was infected, with Jill denouncing his coldness. The two quickly go their separate ways and Jill reaches the substation, where she is forced to avoid spider-like mutated creatures while turning on the power system. After she turns on the power, Jill calls Carlos, who tells her to go to the subway company's office to enable the traffic control system so the trains can move.
Ada banyak banget cerita di belakang layar. Kita harus cepat, harus satset, produksi harus tetap on schedule, tapi semuanya harus aman. Toyota Rangga sih udah jadi partner kita ya, buktiin aja sendiri.
Dimasak apa ya, Bu?
Dibangunin aja.
Terbuat dari malika dan bahan alami berkualitas.
jadikan masakan sederhana lebih istimewa. Karena rasa tak pernah bohong.
On her way, however, she is again ambushed by the giant BOW, which she is able to escape once again to reach the traffic control office. She inputs the route into the system, then makes her way back to the subway station, encountering her nemesis once again on the way. Back at the subway, Jill regroups with Carlos as the man she encountered earlier who shot his own man, Nikolai, arrives. He expresses his frustration that Jill is there before walking off just as the BOW begins to break in. Carlos closes the security gate while Jill slips out to distract the BOW to buy them time. She lures the creature away from the train, eventually losing it in the sewers. After fighting through several fish-like BOWs, Jill reaches Carlos on a radio, who tells her they've been waiting for her to return to leave the station. As she reaches the surface, however, she is once again grabbed by her nemesis, now wielding a flamethrower. She is able to escape it again, but only temporarily, as she's forced to fight it on a rooftop nearby. After defeating it in battle, its flamethrower's fuel tank explodes, blasting Jill off the rooftop, where she meets a rough landing. On her way back to the subway, she stops by an old friend, gunsmith Robert Kendo. She offers to take him to the subway, but he reluctantly declines, heading into a nearby building to deal with an unseen issue of his. Not long after, Jill is once again ambushed by the BOW, this time wielding a rocket launcher. It fires at her, which blasts her away from it. Carlos then calls and tells her he has a plan and to lead the BOW back to the station, which she does. It trips a claymore set up by Carlos, and he shoots a nearby oil tanker, causing a giant explosion as he and Jill escape back into the subway as the security gates close. Carlos sends Jill into the subway car on her own while he stays behind, being sent by Mikhail to join another operative named Tyrell to look for a scientist whose vaccine research could stop the outbreak. During the train ride, Mikhail expresses his distrust towards Nikolai, but their conversation is cut short by an explosion. When they investigate, they find the BOW chasing Jill has destroyed part of the train and climbed aboard. Jill runs, but finds that Nikolai, knowing the BOW is after Jill alone, locks her in the train car to deal with it. The BOW grabs Mikhail with its tentacle, but he sacrifices himself to detonate an explosive charge, blasting the train car off the tracks and knocking Jill unconscious. Meanwhile, Carlos and Tyrell reach the Raccoon City Police Department, where they witness an infected Brad Vickers attack and bite an RCPD officer. The pair then enter the station and find the STARS office to contact Dr. Nathaniel Bard, who is trapped in a nearby hospital. He asks for their help after revealing that Umbrella is killing the researchers to cover up the operation. Tyrell tries to track the doctor's location while Carlos receives word from Jill that the train derailed before their communications are cut off. He then rushes off to return to the subway to check on Jill. Meanwhile, Jill reaches the surface, watching the BOW, now aflame, jump into the nearby river and calls Carlos again, who informs him about the train crash and Nikolai's betrayal. However, the BOW emerges from the water, now mutated even larger, and it attacks her, forcing another fight outside the city's clock tower. Jill is able to take it down with a grenade launcher, but as she walks past it, it grabs her. She's able to close a gate to separate the two, but it is able to stab her as she runs away, leaving a tendril in her arm and infecting her, causing her to convulse. Nikolai then walks up to the gate and smiles as she passes out.
Meanwhile, Claire Redfield is searching for her brother. Her and rookie RCPD officer Leon S. Kennedy separately stop at the same gas station, which they find to be under attack by zombies. The pair meet and take a nearby sheriff deputy cruiser to the city. There, they overhear an announcement encouraging survivors to head to the police station for shelter. They are forced to continue to the station on foot before they are separated by an explosion and carry on independently. Claire and Leon do reunite, but are separated by a locked fence. A nearby rescue helicopter is shot down and explodes, ending their reunion. Another tyrant, the T-103, appears and begins to stalk our heroes. Claire finds an underground tunnel and traverses through it, coming across a young girl named Sherry Birkin. However, shortly after, she is attacked by a mutated creature wearing a lab coat. She's able to temporarily defeat the creature, and the two make their way into the police station's parking garage, but there they are surprised by corrupt police chief Brian Irons, who kidnaps Sherry and takes her to an abandoned orphanage. He then calls Claire, demanding she bring him a pendant that Sherry dropped, and she reluctantly agrees. After she heads off, Leon finds his way to the parking lot and meets FBI agent Ada Wong. In the station's cell area, they find a reporter named Ben Bertolucci, who was arrested by Irons for investigating Umbrella's shady operations. However, Ben is killed by the tyrant, who attacks Leon, but he is saved by Ada. The two then agree to work together and head through a gun shop owned by Robert Kendo, who takes his infected daughter aside before a single gunshot is heard, before Leon and Ada head to the city's sewer system. Meanwhile, Sherry attempts to sneak past Irons to escape the orphanage, but she's unable to escape him. However, the creature in the lab coat reappears and infects him. Shortly after, Claire arrives and finds Irons, who is killed by the parasite he was infected with. Claire then finds Sherry in a facility under the orphanage, but the two are found by the tyrant. During their escape, the creature appears once again and kills the tyrant, but turns its attention towards the two. It attacks the elevator they're in, causing it to drop violently, knocking Claire unconscious and forcing Sherry to head off on her own. Claire is awakened by Annette Birkin, Sherry's mother. She informs Claire that the creature chasing them is her husband, William, mutated. She also reveals that she took Sherry before leaving suddenly. Claire heads off and eventually finds Sherry trapped inside of a trash compactor by Annette. Through her travels to unlock the compactor, Claire discovers proof of the truth. William had escaped with the G-Virus, hoping to sell it to the US military. He was discovered by Umbrella soldiers who shot him fatally. However, in order to survive, he was able to inject himself with the virus in his final moments. He then hunted down and killed the soldiers, shattering the vials of the T-Virus they held and causing the outbreak in Raccoon City. Claire encounters William and fights him once again before successfully opening the compactor. Inside, she rescues Sherry, but finds her to be infected by William, who had been hunting her due to her DNA closely matching his, allowing for the virus to spread. Annette tells Claire that she can heal Sherry at her lab, an Umbrella facility called Nest. Meanwhile, Leon and Ada also come across Annette. Ada informs her that they're there for the G-Virus, but Annette responds that it won't be possible. She then ignites an infected corpse before opening fire. Leon tackles Ada and takes a bullet for her, passing out afterwards. Ada follows Annette, eventually finding her but also getting knocked into a trash compactor. Leon awakens and rescues Ada, and the two head off to Nest as well to get a sample of the virus. On their way, Leon and Ada share a moment and a kiss, and Leon continues on as Ada is too injured from her fall into the compactor. Leon obtains the sample and battles William. Afterwards, Annette reveals that Ada is not actually an FBI agent, but rather a mercenary who plans to sell the virus. Leon confronts Ada and she admits her deceit, pulling a gun and demanding Leon hand over the virus. Annette shoots her, however, and she slips off the bridge they stand on. Leon reaches to catch her, dropping the virus into the abyss beneath the lab. Leon loses his grip, however, and Ada falls as well. Meanwhile, Claire finds the vaccine for the virus, unlocking it with Sherry's pendant. She also battles William as Annette administers the virus to Sherry. Claire emerges victorious and Annette succeeds in curing Sherry before dying from wounds incurred by William. Afterwards, the facility begins a self-destruct sequence and Claire takes Sherry to an evacuation train where she successfully communicates with Leon. After fighting and defeating William once again, Claire enters the train and takes off.
Elsewhere, Leon encounters the tyrant once again, and Ada, who somehow survived her fall, tosses him a grenade launcher to help him defeat the creature. He does so and escapes to find the moving train, hopping on and finding Claire and Sherry inside.
The train is attacked again by the final remains of William. The pair are able to defeat him once and for all, and the three finally escape the city. They leave the train to continue on foot, and Leon and Claire swear to continue their fight to take down Umbrella, and the three agree to stay together, at least for now. Afterwards, the sole survivor of William Birkin's attack on the Umbrella operatives, codenamed Hunk, escapes the city with a sample of the G-Virus.
At a temporary shelter, Dr. George Hamilton finds a note from his colleague, Dr. Peter Jenkins, asking him to help at the nearby Raccoon University. George takes some survivors to help Jenkins at the university, but when they arrive, they find him dead by gunshot to the back of the head. They find his notes referencing an antivirus called Daylight intended to fight the T-Virus. The survivors then set out to find the materials needed to synthesize the antivirus. Elsewhere, a team of mercenaries working for Umbrella encounter an experimental tyrant BOW called Thanatos, created by rogue Umbrella researcher Greg Mueller. Nikolai arrives to collect a sample of Thanatos' blood, which he does, enraging the monster and causing it to kill all of Nikolai's ground troops. The canister of blood falls, and the survivors are able to retrieve it to obtain one of the daylight components. They then obtain the other two components and head to synthesize the vaccine. Upon doing so, however, they are interrupted by Mueller, who threatens them with Thanatos before he is shot dead by Nikolai. The survivors then escape with the sample, and Nikolai starts a timer on a detonator of C4 charges throughout the university. The survivors escape and battle Thanatos, finally defeating the monster. A helicopter then rescues them as they escape with the sample of daylight.
Sometime later, Carlos finds Jill and carries her off to the nearby Spencer Memorial Hospital to look for Dr. Bard and hopefully his vaccine. After fighting off several Hunter Beta BOWs, Carlos finds Dr. Bard. However, he is dead, with a bullet hole in his head. He investigates a nearby computer, finding Bard's final message, where he admits to Umbrella's involvement in the T-virus creation and outbreak. In the video, he explains he has a sample of the vaccine in his office, with more stock of it downstairs. He again warns that Umbrella plans to kill him, erase any trace of the vaccine, and cover up the entire ordeal. Carlos grabs the vaccine sample and heads back to give it to Jill. After injecting it, Carlos and Jill both rest, but Carlos is later awoken by Tyrell, who barges in and wakes him up. They then hear an emergency announcement that the military plans to destroy the city in a massive missile strike the next day. Carlos then fights off an onslaught of infected and Hunter Betas before heading underground to look for the rest of the vaccine before the military strike. Afterwards, Jill wakes up and speaks with Tyrell, who fills her in on the situation. She heads to the underground storage facility to look for Carlos. Later, Tyrell arrives, telling her that he was able to speak with the military to delay the missile launch if they can deliver the vaccine. When they arrive at the storage facility, Jill's nemesis arrives and kills Tyrell, forcing her to run off. She finds the vaccine facility but learns that she has to synthesize it herself. She collects the samples required and places it into the machine, successfully synthesizing it and obtaining the vaccine sample to turn over to the government. Just after, she is grabbed by the BOW and is chased into a giant room with several large tanks. She drops the vaccine and falls off a catwalk, grabbing the edge and hanging on. Nikolai arrives and grabs the vaccine, telling Jill that he's going to record and sell the combat data from her battles with the Nemesis. He then kicks her off the ledge, and she is forced to fight the creature one-on-one. Carlos arrives to provide support during the battle, and the pair are able to work together to defeat the creature. Jill escapes and comes across Nikolai, who she threatens to hand over the vaccine. He refuses and runs off, leaving her to fight yet another, larger mutation of the Nemesis. Carlos arrives shortly after, but Jill sends him to catch Nikolai before she battles the Nemesis for the last time.
Gil, tolong edit lagi, Gil. Habis itu megang tanda tangan. Yo, harapan saya guys.
Saat putus asa, rasanya pengen nyerah.
After their final battle, Jill obliterates the monster with an experimental railgun before rushing off to the elevator to find Carlos and Nikolai. On the roof of the facility, she finds an incapacitated Carlos on the ground, and Nikolai ambushes her. He then throws the vaccine to her, but shoots the vial, destroying the sample. He then reveals that his unnamed employer is paying him to bring down Umbrella. They then hear an announcement that the missile has launched, and they have 10 minutes until impact. But as Nikolai starts to leave, Carlos attacks him. The two fight, and Jill shoots Nikolai in the chest. Carlos enters a nearby helicopter, and Nikolai offers the truth behind his employers and motives if they take him with them. Jill refuses, however, as she enters the helicopter to leave with Carlos, instead electing to figure out the truth on her own. The pair then fly off, leaving Nikolai and Raccoon City behind while vowing to take down Umbrella.
Elsewhere, we find an Umbrella Security Service member, Captain Rodriguez, preparing to leave the city in an aircraft with a stolen BOW. He is with Umbrella researcher Dr. Linda Baldwin, who convinces him to wait while she goes back to the R&D center to retrieve a drug that may help in stopping the spread of the virus. As she enters, experimental hunter BOWs escape captivity and place the facility on lockdown. Baldwin is able to obtain her sample, but cannot escape the facility until the lockdown is released. Another researcher, Dr. Carter, begins to activate a tyrant called
Alright, Super Cop. Here you go. We can use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
Okay, first things first. We need to get you geared up. Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
Jill? It's me again. You topside yet?
Working on it. So what's the plan?
The old tanks got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast. More survivors. We've got to get that train moving. Carlos, I've reached the main avenue. Which way do I go?
See a big transmission tower? That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you. Gotta put this out. There. anyone in here? You're UBCS?
Yeah, careful, careful. Come on, don't look at me like that, all right? I'm not infected. No, wait, please!
What the fuck?
He was infected.
He might have been infected.
Oh, stars, this soft. No wonder so many of you dead.
And what are you, UBCS? Killing your own people?
He would have turned. There's your sense of self-preservation. Go back to the subway station. We don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way.
It smells like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Get it out! All that leaves is the main power switch. Enjoy that. Carlos, it's Jill. I've restored power to the subway.
Nice going. Next up is the traffic control system. It should be in the subway company's offices. Unfortunately, all I can tell you is that it's somewhere in the area.
You don't even know a building? That's helpful.
Thanks, partner. I try.
Halo. 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 Hey. Apa? Oh ya. Hah? Apa? Waduh. Iya. Oh.
Carlos, that thing is still alive.
Yeah.
After me.
Iya. Mah mek kira mek petang piro? Arif terus apa sih? Koran. Mek 5 ta, Kabhab. Terus apa sih? Ica. Amin. Wis mek iku tok lah. Woi. Oke. Sampai. Ya. Gila. Oh. Boleh tahu ya deh. Iya. Saya mah ya tak tinggal loh, ya. Yo.
I think this might be the building. Carlos, I'm in the control room. Now what?
Nice. Now you gotta plot out a route.
Okay, give me a sec. All right, where are we headed?
The train is stopped at Redstone Street. We need to reach Fox Park Station. Can you program that in?
Hey, I'm Super Cop. Consider it done.
Valid route confirmed.
Carlos, it's me. I finished inputting the subway route.
Jill, you are amazing. Tough as nails, too. Hurry back to the station. We'll make sure the subway's ready to depart.
What the hell was it doing to them?
Nice job, Super Cop. I'm impressed.
We back in business?
Yeah, mostly. But we need 30 to 40 minutes to finish maintenance. Nikolai, how are we doing?
The town's crawling with those freaks. No chance of fighting our way out of the city. Why is she here?
She's helping get the trains running again.
Bad time to start carrying dead weight, friend. She's unreliable. Can't pull the trigger when it counts.
Hey, take it easy.
She'll get you killed.
Sorry about that. Everyone's a little worked up. Oh, come on. Not again.
It's me he's after.
Hey.
I'll buy you some time.
Hey, wait! Wait, Jill! No!
Come on, you creepy-ass stopper. You want stars? I'll give you stars. Might work. Now's my chance. Carlos, do you copy? Carlos! Oh, shit. Oh, I need to find another way out. Oh, what was that? Oh, God. I'm definitely burning these clothes. Carlos, can you hear me now?
Jill! Oh, thank God. Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm alive. I lost him.
Great. The subway's ready to go. We'll leave as soon as you make it back.
Can use weapons? gotta get out. Quick. Still kicking? Carlos? It's Jill. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. You all right?
Yeah. Bastard's dead.
Good. Fuck him. What were you thinking? Turning yourself into bait. You could have been killed.
Don't start. I did what I had to.
I know. And thanks. The subway's ready to go. Hurry back.
Shit, Jill.
Hendo, you're all right.
Yeah, all right's a stretch. Sorry, I got a little jumpy there. Didn't know quite what to expect.
No shit. Look, we're using the subway to get people out of town. You in?
Subway. Well, that's good thinking.
When we get out, there's gonna be a lot to do. We could use a man of your skill set. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just bad timing is all. Yeah. Look, don't worry about me. I'm gonna make other arrangements, okay?
You better. You're the best gunsmith around.
Oh, no.
Don't do anything stupid.
Oh, that's your job, right? Take care, Jill.
If you're heading to the station, take that service alley out in front of the shop, okay? The key's hanging on the wall.
It's all right, Pumpkin. It's all right. That's a good girl.
Really?
Guys,
kenalin.
Mesti gercep nih.
Baru Men's Biore Bright Expert. Foam lembut dengan 5 kali vitamin B3. Cepat bersihkan kulit kusam dan noda hitam. Muka auto cerah. Men's Biore Bright Expert.
Ramadan ini seruin kirim THR
pakai pesan suara.
hanya di aplikasi GoPay.
Download sekarang.
Me too. And lead him right to you?
It's okay. Trust me. okay? Go. Go!
Come on, forget about him!
Come on. Let's get out of here.
Carlos, I know we didn't get off to a great start, but thanks for the save.
Hey, you saved my ass first. You're a hell of a lot braver than me.
Well, what matters is that we can get everyone out of the city now.
Yeah. Hey, you'll be safe.
What about you?
From the sound of it, I won't be catching the train.
Why not?
No, there'll be new orders. If it means I can help save the city, it's fine by me.
Good work. Your reputation is well deserved. Get inside. The subway's about to leave. Carlos, Tyrell, you have your orders. You need to go back out into the city and find Nathaniel Bard.
This isn't the last ride out of town, right?
Do not worry. Once the civilians are safe, the train will be back.
It's all right. You're going ahead. I'm not gonna die on you, leave you in a cold, cruel, Carlosless world.
Okay.
You'll need to find this scientist. His vaccine research could save us all.
You see? You're learning. The only life that matters is your own.
Good luck. Let's go.
You don't really think a pencil pusher like Bard is still alive, do you?
I have it on good authority. Why? Are you worried about teammates? Or something else? Funny how brainless zombies can ambush a platoon like that. Funny the gate was locked. Don't you think?
What was that? How is this fucker not dead yet?
Just know they're gone. Come, this way.
Nikolai, what are you doing?
It's not after me.
Nikolai!
Get off my train, shit bird!
Oh, it's been a while. Subway's got to be clear of the city by now.
Along with your hot date?
Nah, she's not like that. Hell, she's not like anybody.
All right, keep your head screwed on, Romeo. This is the police station.
Are you sure? It looks like a cemetery to me.
Brad,
stop! T.
Come on, man. I
on you too. Sorry. Sorry.
Shit, it's locked.
You stay on the door. I got this fucker. Come get some!
It's open!
These stars. That could be useful. Where'd that cop go?
Don't know, don't care. We got a job to do. If our intel's still worth a damn, then Bard's in the STARS office. Let's find him and take him into custody.
Custody? I thought this was a rescue.
Carlos, take a look at this. I've located the STARS office. Remember, Bard had access to Umbrella's darkest secrets. He knows we'll try to keep him under our thumbs.
So this search and rescue mission is really more like find and detain. Right. Good to know.
I'll open the shutter so you can get through.
You stay here and find out what's been going on here at the station.
Call you if I find anything. Hey! Be careful.
Yeah. You too, man. What the hell was that thing? Couldn't have been a zombie. Didn't stick around. Here we go. Big, warm RPD welcome. T, you copy? There's something real nasty in here. I don't know what it is.
Something nasty? All right. I'll take a look with the cameras. Watch your six.
Aduh, meruput temenan. Ya sih, mari nang sak misi lah. Wis mari ya sama demo. Makanya, wis mulai main. Mari sama demo. Mainannya kalah. Ya apa. Ya Battlefield mari sih, mari no sak misi. Ambil gentene arek CS-ane cek rame-rame kok. Ono sing delok. Lho. Akeh wong gelem. Kok iso gak kena iku piye? Mau njaluk metu meneh. Kamare dunyo gak mari-mari ya. Mau njaluk metu meneh. Kamare dunyo gak mari-mari ya.
Error. Unable to load precision. Mendiane. Error. Unable to load precision. Iya, aku gak kena dibuka. Oh. Ya login.
Aku mau download Back 4 Blood.
Mari kono.
Mandek rek aku main for minimal rek emang tak kepaus rek.
Ya mesti mandek ya mau.
Ini kan biasanya bisa di play ya mas main 2 jam lagi.
Lu ya kabarin du nyotok iki Mas Mo.
IE-mu sama mlebu ta, Kak?
Iso padahal. Iki ngepelit kok IE.
Aku mainannya ngono saya. Kita coba
Tetap saja. Kena ada zaman Mas Mo.
Sip. Nek.
Gak kena.
Sik durung nyapak meneh. Jangan berisik. Main di depan ya, main di rumah Utia ya. Nanti lek ngantuk pulang. Iki lho.
Steamku mari kasih iki di boleh kabeh langsung hitam-hitam receh-receh.
Ndi? Hitamnya apa?
Hitam CS di boleh kabeh. Untung sih larang-larang wis tak doli kabeh.
Apa? Merah putih ya?
Waduh, iki problem tenan iki.
Ya aku iso ya di jero ya aku lho.
Gak ngono iki. Kayak Counter Strike gak iso ya. Kuwi Counter Strike may require third party software launch option. Oh meneh. Ayo streaming kok.
Streaming ndak bae?
OBS.
Oh, ya kalau carane, ono carane kok ya.
Tenang iki.
Loh, si dari CS na Battlefield iki.
Sik tak coba Battlefield. Nah CS lereng ini gak bisa streaming, kurang ajar CS sih. Oh iki lho sih. Mas Mo, coba ya Mas Mo, Mas Mo, aku ora kena mlebu konoan Mas Mo, kurang ajar.
Soflam iya, Soflam.
Ini pentingnya AP bisa ininya sudah nah ini ininya udah nah ini nah ini tinggi punya jadi nggak bisa ini kita nanya gitu pada ini kita pengen di kona takutnya buat di kona pengen dari komputer namanya di tadi kan dari jalan pindah ke kota dan